It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It is time to meet Team 263. Rico Beard, longtime Detroit radio and TV personality. Specs Howard, broadcast instructor, recruiting insider, and most important, he is the host of the Spartan Beat. Weekdays from noon to 2 on Spotlight Radio Network. How are you, Rico?
I'm good. I got a ton of stuff to talk about this week on the show. Maybe you have to just change the name to The Beat. Don't know if I can go Spartan Beat, because people may not like me when I'm done.
Maybe
with
the
this.
Beat down.
That's what I suggested.
That's just too easy. But yeah, maybe I may have to start talking more Lions and swap. Maybe I'll swap shows with
about
Doug.
Michigan State as I've ever seen. Yesterday when I saw you going on the elevator, that's about as low as I've seen you.
No, I was actually contemplating what I was going to talk about this week. It's not depressed. It's just this team is nowhere near the expectation we thought that they would have. 19 returning starters.
Yeah.
This team's a disappointment.
We'll talk more about that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Want to welcome Marty Martin. She's a longtime Detroit radio producer and reporter, and unquestionably the best golfer on this panel. Unfortunately, I just learned that golf's not a sport.
Yeah, apparently golf's not a sport, and being the best golfer on this panel, I'm not sure really means a whole lot.
Who said that anyway?
It's not a sport.
Guy next to me. But that's a topic for a different day, Jack.
It's a game.
It's great to be here. I can't wait to talk some football.
Poker sport?
You were in Spartan Stadium yesterday, so we'll get your take on that and much, much more. Also want to welcome Doug Warren. He is Director of Sports Programming for the Spotlight Radio Network. He's the host of Lions Today, weekdays from 2 to 3 p.m., producer of The Drive with Jack and Tom, and that is from 3 to 6, Monday through Friday. Available anytime at jackandtom.com. How are you, Doug?
Doing good, doing good. Lions win today. Surprising. The Packers gave them every reason to win, and they took advantage of it for once. And we'll see what happens. They get a win going into the bye week, which was a lot more than I thought they'd have going into this week when they didn't look very good last week against Dallas.
Maybe they're about where they should have been. They should have beaten the Jets. They should have lost to the Patriots. Should have beaten Dallas.
They're probably a 2-3 team, but the way they got to 2-3 at this point was a surprise.
Yeah, makes it fun to watch. We've got a lot to watch as the Lions go into the off week, and we know they have plenty to correct, right?
Yeah, no doubt. They got a lot of work to do on defense. They did have a couple strip sacks today, but the good thing is they seem to have a running game now, and the offense is pretty explosive with Matt Stafford and his wide receivers. So it's a little bit of something to look forward to.
I think if Aaron Rodgers had thrown the ball to Devontae Adams at least once in the first quarter, the score wouldn't have been what it was. He finally caught on. We will be right back. We're going to talk Lions football. Big win over Green Bay up next on Press Pass.
Hey, Mom, I'm going to go play Go Fish with Grandpa.
Okay, honey, have fun.
Want to play some fish?
Yeah. Grandpa, do you have any fives?
Any what? Any nines?
No, fives.
My visits with Kathy Debler at Audiology and Hearing Services have made a world of difference.
Grandpa, did I tell you about my day at school?
No, but I'd love to hear all about it.
Schedule your evaluation today at Audiology and Hearing Services.
When it's too cold for camping, we go camping. When it's too hot to work, we work. Too wet to keep going? Nah. This is the Gator XUV 835 with game-changing heat and air and 3 wide seating. It's never too anything for anything. Nothing runs like a deer.
See the new 835R and complete Gator lineup now at D&G Equipment in Mason, Williamston, Corunna, Howell, Highland, Charlotte, and Rives Junction.
GM sets the price for all Chevy dealers. So let the other guys lie to you about how their price is lower. So we'll just focus on making your car buying experience a great one.
At Sawyer's, we're going to make sure that you get all the information you need to get the right car for you.
When it comes time to buy your next car, consider Sawyer's Chevrolet. We know you want the most car for your money.
You never overpay at Sawyer's Chevrolet. You have our word on it.
Same team.
Better time.
Watch Fox 47 News at 6:30.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Team spirit, face paint, more cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. I'm talking about chicken shawarma with baked breast meat and hummus made fresh in a 3-day process. That's why I'm there every week. So Woody's items are now available at Tom's Foods, Horrocks, and other local grocers. Detroit Lions hosting the Green Bay Packers today. And here you see LeGarrette Blount. For fantasy football players, he got a couple of short touchdowns. And normally reliable Mason Crosby just wide to the left. Remember that? And the Lions in action again here. Sending the ball deep downfield. And Kenny Galladay, what a day he had. He had a touchdown called back, too. Gets down close to the goal line, down to the 5, and LeGarrette Blount would take it from there. Matthew Stafford, able to find his receivers, and he's got Marvin Jones, he's got Galladay, he's got Golden Tate going. Lions in position to build a big early lead and then hold on. And there's a strike to the back of the end zone for Galladay. Lions in a position we haven't seen before with the big lead on the Packers, and this time they made it stick. 31-23. Doug Warren, how did Green Bay get victimized by a punt that hits a blocking back, 2 strip sacks, 5 missed kicks, and suddenly Green Bay looks like the Lions?
Yeah, it was just one of those days. And even I'm not even sure if that ball on the punt hit that guy in the back. I still think, like Spielman said, hit the Lions player on the hand. But again, it was inconclusive, so they had to go with what was called on the field. The biggest thing was Mason Crosby leaving 13 points on the field. The guy, he's been there forever. Yeah. But that just, you take advantage of it. Oftentimes teams try to give the game to the Lions and they don't take advantage of it. So today they built the lead and they were able to hold on for the victory at the end.
You know, I always say teams kick too many field goals. Should be going for it more. But in those cases, those were all logical, good places to kick the ball with a great kicker.
Indoors, it
just didn't work out. Yeah. Rico, just like Michigan State, which had a statistical advantage in almost every category against Northwestern, Packers proved that numbers can lie. 257 more yards than Detroit. What's the biggest lie about the Lions as they head into their off week?
Probably the biggest lie is that this 2-3, it's that they're good, that they're trending up. They've taken advantage of 2 teams that kind of caught them at the wrong time.
Right.
I think if they play New England right now with Edelman back, they're not going to win that game. They caught Green Bay with just one serviceable wide receiver and a bunch of rookies out there.
Timing is everything in life, right?
And Mason Crosby, like you said, a guy who's automatic. And he kept missing, and I almost didn't want him to kick that last field goal because I'm like, if you miss this one, there's really no excuse. You're probably going to get fired. So it's a little bit of fool's gold, but if you're Detroit, you take it.
I was glad for Mason Crosby that Mike McCarthy gave him another chance. And I was really glad to see the way Aaron Rodgers responded, because they showed him a couple times. He's kind of doing this and rolling his eyes, and he was right there for him.
Plane ride back.
Yeah, and he knows it's a long season. He's going to need that guy a few more times. Marty, what makes you think the Lions are actually improving, and what makes you say they're still the worst team in the NFC North?
Well, goes back to what you just said, the yards. They're not improving. They ended up with 264 yards to Green Bay's 521. They're offense didn't really move the football well. Kerryon Johnson's now injured. I don't think he came back in the game. That's a little concerning.
He said he could have come back in, but he didn't.
Bye week comes at a good time for him.
Yeah.
Defense, still, granted, it's Aaron Rodgers. You know what I mean? You have to give the credit to him as a experienced quarterback, but he didn't really have a whole lot of trouble, even with the inexperience, still managed to move the football. I don't think this team is trending up, and I'm not sure where it's improving.
They're probably still just treading water, basically.
Yeah.
Right now. That's the way I look at it.
And Minnesota comes back, wins today.
Yeah.
Chicago's what Chicago is. Like, they're not going to be at the top of this division.
And will Green Bay stay this way when they get all their receivers back?
Right.
I mean, it was a perfect week for them to play them, and they took advantage. So
yeah, like a lot of teams playing Michigan State right now. Good time to play them.
This season?
This whole season, yeah.
Doug, when you think about Kerryon Johnson, is it just me, or should he be getting the bulk of the work?
Well, I think today you saw he started the game, he was getting the bulk of the work until his injury, then he went out and they didn't need him to come back in at that point. I think they're kind of understanding now that the numbers, it's not a fluke. And he's probably going to be getting the ball more. I would have given him the more last week.
Give him the ball.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's a running back by committee. How about we just let him be
He's young, he's fast,
he's clearly
he's
the best
explosive.
guy. So, I don't know.
If he busted 90 yards and needs a break, take him out.
I'm not saying he's Todd Gurley, but I'd like to see how close to Todd Gurley he can be.
I think if he comes back healthy after the bye week, you'll see him get the ball more and more. By the end of the year, he's probably going to be getting close to 20 touches a game just because they can't afford not to give it to him.
Marty Martin, lifelong Rams fan, said no one's Todd Gurley. Don't even bring his name up.
He scored 4 times today.
Comparison, yeah.
The
Lions will have some time to work some things out, and we'll see what happens after the break. We'll be right back. We'll talk Michigan State football. Our Going Green segment brought to you by Graf Chevrolet. Up next on Press Pass.
With Graf Trade Assistance of up to $2,500, you'll get great Graf deals and more cash in your pocket. At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, we will give you more for your trade this month and put a new car in your driveway. Are you in a lease? No worries. We take leases in on trade at Graf.
Trade up to a 2019 Equinox for just $198 per month.
We want your trade, and we feel if you let us appraise it, we will earn your business. This month only, trade in, trade up, get more at Graf.
The Knapp Center is a historical hub for future business growth in beautiful downtown Lansing.
The Ide Company did the best they could to preserve the integrity of the history of this building while incorporating a modern open workspace.
They have been prompt, they have been efficient, and they really are a friendly, great group of people that we don't have any concerns about calling them for any of our needs.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
All new Monday on Fox.
When it comes to health insurance, what's your plan? Mine's Physicians Health Plan, and for good reason. PHP is right here in mid-Michigan, so if I'm looking for a new doctor or managing my meds, I like that I can just stop by their office if I have any questions. They're always there to help, and that's reassuring. So is the fact that they cover me across an entire network of providers. They've got me covered. Physicians Health Plan. Everything you want a health plan to be.
Few others on Earth can rival the strength of an ant relative to its size. Until now, the new GMC Terrain has arrived. Terrain, the powerful compact SUV from GMC.
GM employees with a current GM lease can get this low-mileage lease on this 2019 GMC Terrain SLE for $169 per month. Visit Glenn Bugie, Crippen, Jim Winter, and Team 1.
To Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet, a trusted friend with 104 years in the automobile business. Stop and see Matt, Mark, and Greg on West Grand River in Okemos. They'll take great care of you as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graf.
Thought we had opportunities to come away with the win.
bought back into the game. Too many missed opportunities, I would say, whether it be third down getting off the field or maybe on, obviously on offense, some missed opportunities in the red zone. Got to score touchdowns down there, can't give up big plays. Thought the one was an excellent throw by Thorson. He had a great game. He's a very good quarterback, and they made some plays, but too many mishaps, too many different things going on, so I think probably rather just take some questions, go from there.
Michigan State head football coach Mark D'Antonio, too many mishaps, too many different things going on. I think I've heard that speech before this season. Marty Martin, when MSU battled back on 2 Felton Davis touchdowns and took a 19-14 lead, did you think it might be a happy homecoming just with not perfect weather?
I actually did. I thought the weather turned out better than it should have, but that also was a disadvantage to Michigan State because Thorson was able to throw the football. But after those 2 touchdowns, I 100% thought, oh my God, they're actually going to pull this off.
Yeah.
And then I remembered the pass defense isn't good. Thorson was just nickel and diming them, except for the long touchdown, 77-yarder that he threw. And
he had another long one too, where he laid it right in there. It was a perfect throw.
34 yards.
Yeah.
And then I remembered that Michigan State's inability on offense, for the most part, was going to end up costing them between that and the lack of a pass defense. That was just a fleeting thought. But yes, for those brief moments, Jack, thought they had a chance. Thought they were going to bring everybody, a homecoming victory, and it didn't happen because for the 10th year, Northwestern has beaten Michigan State at home.
If that happened, and Michigan State had gone to 4-1, Rico, would that have been fool's gold?
Yep, it would have been fraudulent. It would have. It was like the Lions at 2-3, because they're 4-1. They won 4 games, but they haven't beaten anybody. And there's a difference between winning some games and truly going out and beating teams.
Yeah.
They haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of smoke and mirrors. They did just enough. I mean, the 2 games they were supposed to fix the problem was Central Michigan and Northwestern. Central, they had it, took their foot off the gas. Northwestern, once again, squandered opportunities.
Now, you've talked about things at Michigan State, commonalities when they've had disappointing seasons. I'll give you another one. And going way back, almost every time they've had a season that people wish they could forget, it's when they've had a plethora of injuries. They've got those now. Doug Warren, you said you didn't get to see all of the game yesterday.
Good for you, Doug.
But does this injury ravaged season remind you more of the downward spiral to 3-9 in 16, or what happened last year where they lost in September to Notre Dame, lost to Northwestern, pulled it together and went 10-3?
Well, I don't think this team is 3-9 bad, and I don't think they're 10-3 good. They're probably somewhere in the middle. This team really right now kind of reminds me more of the 2012 team, where they just struggled all year offensively.
That was a great defense too.
Yeah, good defense. But I mean, right? Trestle ball. You can't have trestle ball if you don't have NFL offensive linemen pushing up front, and they don't have it. And this season right now reminds me of 2016 when they tried to do the same thing and they didn't have the horses up front to do it, and they refused to change, and it was a disappointing year. Like this one looks like it's trending toward being disappointing as well.
Rico, where do you assign the blame for yesterday? Is it this mounting list of injuries? Is it the execution that coordinators and head coaches are talking about, even some of the players? Or is it the decision-making? And can you give me a letter grade for beleaguered offensive coordinator Dave Warner and the play calling yesterday?
Yes, to all of them. I think it's the devil's triangle. I mean, it's injuries, it's bad play calling, both offensively and defensively. It's the coaching staff not being able to adapt, like what Doug just said. If you can't get the push, Michigan State scored when they stepped out of themselves and did something differently. Dave Warner, he's probably at a C. The guy who's really getting
You're
up
giving
right
him
now,
a lot higher grade than the people on the message board.
I'd like to know what Jim Bowman does. He's the co-offensive coordinator. He's also over tight ends. And the tight ends do what? Thank you.
Yeah.
You can go to break.
Rico's talking about the devil's triangle. Doug, I thought that was a drinking game. We'll be right back with more. We'll talk Michigan football up next on Press Pass.
Thinking about moving? Make your next house a home with a mortgage from MSU Federal Credit Union. Apply for your mortgage loan today by calling or stopping in. You can also apply online. MSU FCU, building dreams together.
Sail into savings this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at Ashley Home Store's Columbus Day Sale. Save up to 50% store-wide, plus save an extra 10% on selected items, including free local delivery and setup with 72 months no interest financing. Or pay $5 down with no credit check and no minimum purchase. Over $1 million of inventory must go. No credit needed. $5 down and no minimum purchase. And get up to 72 months interest-free financing plus $300 in Ashley cash at our mattress gallery. Ashley Home Store's Columbus Day Sale. This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday in Lansing.
Here at MSUFCU, we are big Lions fans. Go Lions!
Get in the game during the Honda Summer Spectacular event because you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
To nominate an outstanding educator from your area, go to fox47news.com.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailways Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
The Big Bang Theory has moved.
Moving is a big deal. You have to get boxes.
Little help here? Was it hard getting up the stairs?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Big Bang is now on weeknights at 6, followed by Fox 47 News at 6:30.
It was players making plays today. That was really what I saw. Starting with Shea, guy just making plays. Gentry making plays. Finding the seams, making the catches. Also against the man-to-man coverage, getting just enough separation, and Shea putting the ball in the perfect location, and then Gentry making the catch, that's highly contested.
And Coach Jim Harbaugh talking about the 42-21 win over Maryland. With Tom Crawford taking a well-deserved night off, Rico Beard, I want to ask you, where is this U of M team that still hasn't beaten a good opponent, but is passing the football and the eye test in the last 3 quarters?
Actually, no, they're not. And I said it when Tom was sitting there, and I'm going to say it now, Tom, if you're watching at home. I'm not going to judge Michigan until next week, until they play a team that can actually fight back, and instead of playing the bottom feeders. They're beating bottom feeders the way you're supposed to, but that's really not impressive to me. Okay, you went out and you won all these games and this great defense, but whenever they play a team that's ranked, they normally fold like a house of cards. I want to see what's going to happen. I want to see how they can perform, because they may not have Rashawn Gary in that game. Wisconsin is going, you know what they're going to do. They're going to try to run that ball. They're going to try to do a lot of things. I can judge Michigan better. Notre Dame was their first test. They failed. Next test I said was going to be Wisconsin. That's this week at night. ESPN Game Day is going to be there. Ton of eyeballs, ton of pressure. Let's see how they hold up.
These 3 games in a row, Wisconsin, Michigan State, then the week off, then home for Penn State. How many of those 3 do the Wolverines win?
At this point, 1-1 with 1 as a toss-up is how I see it.
Doug, how many of those games do the Wolverines win, the next 3?
They win 2.
2 or 3. Marty, what are you buying?
1.
1, going 1 and 2. Okay.
I think what happens this week, Jack, will determine how that road's going to go.
Okay.
If Wisconsin comes there and beats them soundly, I think you're looking at 1 at the most. Okay. If they go there and it's competitive, or they beat Wisconsin, then you might then go all the way to 3.
Well, Wisconsin's a toss-up to me. Penn State, they're not going to beat. Michigan State.
They're not going to beat Penn State in the Big House? You sure about that?
I'm sure.
All right. See Tom Crawford about that. Okay. Marty, where would you rank Shea Patterson on a list of Big Ten quarterbacks that includes Dwayne Haskins, Trace McSorley, Brian Lewerke, Clayton Thorson, and Nate Stanley?
Well, why are you throwing Brian in there, first of all? I think
before the season, most people had him as the second best quarterback in the Big Ten.
The key to that is before the season. At this point, Haskins, McSorley, and Purdue's quarterback, David Blau, in my mind,
put them in 1, 2, 3.
top 3.
All right.
Then you have the next group of Patterson, Lewerke, Hornibrook, and Stanley. In the next group of potentially interchangeable. They all have a chance to have a really great game.
Right.
And they could all not play well.
Doug Warren, you always say defense wins championships, and we know what this Michigan defense can be. And if that's the case, and they have a better defense than Ohio State and Penn State, could they win the Big Ten East, at least finish higher than 3rd?
Well, they could. I don't think their defense is better than Ohio State right now. We'll find out how good their defense is against Wisconsin.
Giving up a lot of points and yards and big plays.
But they make plays when they need to.
And Nick Bosa's out.
And
they get the W.
They get the W. Yeah. They beat TCU and they've beaten Penn State.
Those giving up the longest run and the longest pass in school history this year.
That's all right. It's an offensive error, Jack. They're winning games. They make plays in crunch time. If Michigan beats Wisconsin soundly and they shut down Jonathan Taylor, then you might start, okay, you ask me this question next week. But right now, beating Maryland and Nebraska and SMU, it doesn't do anything for me. I want to see them, like Rico said, against a legitimate team.
And it's funny, I had Marcus Ray on the show, and he said, that, you know what, stats are used by teams that don't win big games, that they have to pull out these stats and say, look at us, Ohio State makes plays when it's time to make a play. When they had to make a stop at Penn State, they made the stop. And they did it without Bosa. Chase Young comes in, next man up. They make the stop on 4th down. They get the W. They may give up a ton of yards, but they do enough.
Well, what about Penn State? You're talking about Penn State is going to beat Michigan for sure in your mind, but Penn State couldn't stop anybody in the 4th quarter against Ohio State.
Penn State can score. So Michigan will have to compete with Michigan State, with Penn State's scoring ability. Penn State doesn't have great defense, but they can put up the ball, and they can score. KJ Hamler, boom, 70 yards, touchdown.
So can Michigan keep up?
Can they keep pace with that?
Right, in the scoring. I don't know if they can.
Because I don't think the Penn State defense is very good. And I think if that game were in Happy Valley, you might have a different outcome. Well, but Michigan's got 2 challenges before that. Hey, they've got to get by Wisconsin, and believe it or not, Michigan State is going to show up and play. They almost won 2 years ago with the worst team they've had in 15, 20 years. Or worse.
They'll get up for that game, and they'll get up
for the first 3 quarters and then take the 4th quarter off again. It's the old joke. They get changed for $1, they only get 75 cents back.
Or they'll continue to kick field goals in the first.
We're going to look at all of the college football landscape and the Big Ten. Coming up, the big picture next.
With Graph Trade Assistance of up to $2,500, you'll get great Graph deals and more cash in your pocket. At Graph Chevrolet in Okemos, we will give you more for your trade this month and put a new car in your driveway. Are you in a lease? No worries. We take leases in on trade at Graph.
Trade up to a new Chevy Silverado for only $174 per month.
We want your trade, and we feel if you let us appraise it, we will earn your business. This month only, trade in, trade up, get more at Graph.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we have a taste for adventure because the only way to know how good something can be is to go for it. Try our veggie smoothies, Island Green, made with spinach, kale, pineapple, banana, and mango, and Caribbean Seaburst with carrots, mango, banana, orange, and goji. Adventure begins with never knowing until you try, but always expecting something great. Go for a veggie smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
You make me want to be a better person. That's one of the reasons why I love you. But if this is going to work, you need to believe it too.
Thank you so much. It's time for us to suit up, and we need to do it together.
Leave the business of business to the big boys.
What's happening? You can't do procedures unsupervised.
So you help me or you get out of my way.
You're a lot more like me than you realize.
The Resident, all new Monday, 8, 7 Central on Fox.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 47.
If you're looking for a truly local dealership, if you're looking for a truly honest dealership,
Or if you're looking for a truly family dealership, then you're looking for Sawyer Chevrolet Superstars.
You never overpay at Sawyer Chevrolet. You have our word on it.
In Lansing, Mike Bishop took thousands from drug companies, then paid them back, keeping Michigan the only state where drug companies can't be sued when their drugs prove to be dangerous, even deadly. Then Bishop went to Washington and did it again, taking over 40,000 from the pharmaceutical industry and voting to give them a $28 billion tax break. Congressman Bishop is what's wrong with Washington. And Citizens United is responsible for the content of this advertising.
If you're looking for a truly local dealership, if you're looking for a truly honest dealership,
or if you're looking for a truly family dealership, then you're looking for Sawyer Chevrolet Superstars.
You never overpay at Sawyer Chevrolet. You have our word on it.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago, where Doug and I were recently for the NFL Legends Classic. That's Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Play action again. Haskins puts on the brakes, taking a shot to Dixon. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Motion Barry. Haskins with time underneath, finding Campbell. It tiptoes in for the touchdown. On play action to the end zone, wide open, touchdown Buckeyes. Now you called it. They swing it out his way. Open field ahead. Paris Campbell all the way to the house, 71 yards. Now 3rd and 10 from the 17. Haskins to the end zone, and the catch is made for the touchdown. End zone shot for Victor, and is he in? He is in for the touchdown.
There you see just the Ohio State touchdown passes. Took a while, but there were 6 of them from Dwayne Haskins. Doug, when you think about what the Buckeyes can do this year, they got a scare at home for a while yesterday with Indiana, but can you remember a better offense in this conference? They've got 4 guys who are going to be NFL wideouts, 2 running backs at least who are probably going to play in the league, a quarterback who's as hot as anybody and is earning a ticket to New York for the Heisman. Is there a better offense you can recall in the Big Ten?
No, I can't. I've been thinking about it since you posed the question. This is the most complete offense that I've seen. There have been teams who could throw the ball as well, the Drew Brees Boilermakers, teams that could run the ball as well, the Buckeyes of Woody Hayes when they had Rex Kern and back in the days when they had Archie Griffin. But to have a complete offense like this with this many guys who are clearly going to the next level, no, this is the most explosive offense that I've seen in the Big Ten in my time of watching.
The only one I could compare it to, Rico, was 94 Penn State with Kerry Collins, Kajana Carter, Kyle Brady, and that team set the record for most points scored by a Big Ten team.
You know, you may not have to go too far back, and maybe you're overlooking them, but I think the 2015 Connor Cook-led team, that team averaged over 40 points a game here at MSU. They had offense, they had the passing game, they had the running game. I'm not saying they're as potent as Ohio State is right now, but that team was fun to watch. The Ohio State, they just should go ahead and punch that ticket to Indianapolis right now. Barring a bus accident, I can't see how they don't win the Big Ten East.
And they were very lucky to beat Penn State. I thought they got a couple of calls go their way too, and they could have a loss right now. Rico, I want to ask you about the SEC. We saw yesterday 3 teams in the Southeastern Conference went down to defeat. You had unbeaten LSU falling at Florida, unbeaten Kentucky losing in overtime at Texas A&M, and once beaten Auburn goes down at Mississippi State. What does this mean for a conference that's trying to show that it's more than just Bama and Georgia?
Nothing, because in the end, Alabama is, I said Ohio State punch, Alabama's already waiting for somebody out in San Francisco for the championship game. Georgia, all they have to do is win their games, and not get embarrassed by Alabama in the championship game.
They can beat Alabama.
They can't beat Alabama.
Okay.
I think Georgia's got a chance.
They do.
I do.
Nah.
Rico's already given Alabama the championship. There's no way they can lose.
Yeah, you didn't.
Auburn disappointed me. I thought they'd be better. And yesterday,
Tua could get hurt. Anything could happen.
Yeah, Tua gets hurt, and you know what? You throw in Jalen Hurt. Oh, by the way, he won a title too. So
he's not the same quarterback. He didn't win it. I think you can look at what Alabama is with Tua versus Jalen Hurt.
You throw in Jalen Hurt, who's 26-2. Ooh, big drop off. That's not Rocky Lombardi. Okay, I think that for Alabama and Georgia, it doesn't really matter because I think they're.
So you've got half the college football playoff filled.
No. I think Georgia has a shot, but I think Alabama is just so.
Even
good.
if Alabama loses to Georgia, they still get in.
They did last year.
All right.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that was a farce. That they not only were not the fourth best team, they weren't even the fifth best team, but they got in, they won the playoff.
So if you throw in Georgia, Alabama, and Notre Dame, you're down to one spot left.
One spot left between Ohio State and Clemson.
Yeah, but Clemson's schedule.
Right. Ohio State may actually do well because at TCU and Penn State were both on neutral site and on the road.
The question is, would a once beaten Big Ten team be better than an unbeaten ACC team in light of Clemson's schedule?
This year, yes. Clemson is not. They're not that good, and the conference is bad.
Right.
Well, that would make it interesting because it would probably speed up the process to get more teams in the playoffs.
100%.
You're thinking logically, you got to think like that committee, and that committee moves the goalposts every year, every week.
Yeah, you never know what.
No, you don't, and that fourth team could be from anywhere.
Marty, Texas yesterday, the team that lost to Maryland, the team that lost to Temple, and Texas comes and gets Oklahoma 48-45. Tremendous game. Cameron Dicker, the kicker, kicks a field goal the last play of the game. Why shouldn't we expect 93 points in the Big 12 game?
The Big 12 doesn't play defense. So that's
fun to watch.
That's the norm, and it is fun to watch, but look, Texas almost blew it.
We'll be back with Spartan Sparring, a new sponsor, Steakhouse Philly. We'll talk MSU basketball.
Precision Roofing Services has been serving Greater Lansing with high-quality residential and commercial roofing services for over 20 years. Our staff is fully licensed, insured, and willing to do whatever's necessary to get the project done right. Precision Roofing is a complete exterior improvement company, providing roof repair and replacement, metal and asphalt roofing, commercial roofing, window installation, and more. Receive free gutters with your new roof or re-roof until the end of the year. Your home today is our reputation tomorrow.
Here's your Buick, sir.
Actually, that's my Buick.
Your Buick doesn't have a roof rack. This is my Buick.
How are we gonna fit in your mom's Buick?
Easy.
I like that new Buick.
Me too.
I was actually talking about that Buick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Buick's fresh new lineup is full of surprises. GM employee program participants with a current eligible GM lease get a low mileage lease on select 2018 Buick Enclave Essence models in stock for $259 per month.
Download the Fox 47 News app and stay connected everywhere you go.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for Spartan Sparring, brought to you by a new sponsor, Steakhouse Philly in Kalamazoo and Clipper. my after-work and game day stop for great Greek food and sports conversation. Charlie Semmerly, my favorite Matt Patricia clone, and his terrific staff will make you glad you stopped and sad you ever had to leave. Michigan State basketball. Michigan State Madness used to be Midnight Madness. Too early for that now. And see a lot of people there getting autographs early. Came in waves, really. Yeah, it turned out that the game was. It took a while to get there. The introductions, you see everyone coming in to their own music. Everybody had their own routine. Just looking at the men here. Women's team also played a 10-minute game. The men had 20. Susie Merchant and Tom Izzo with the Magic Show theme. There you see Tom stepping out, a little Houdini act, the cape on. And a plan was, ideally, to get Magic Johnson there. Almost happened, but the Dodgers won.
Right.
Hey, it happens when you're part owner of a baseball team.
Marty Martin, you have seen some of these madness on Friday nights. Can you believe it's been 24 years we've seen Tom Izzo make these theatrical entrances?
It's been amazing to watch the different ones. I would agree with Rico this year. I understand the concept with the anniversary of the '79 championship and the Magic and get all that.
Yeah.
But I thought it was kind of lame. The kiss was outstanding when he had all the full makeup and everything on, and there's been some real creative ones.
Yeah.
This I thought was just like, okay, we have to do something. What can we do? Let's try to figure this out. And it was just kind of,
yeah. I mean, I hate to say it, maybe a plan B once they found out Magic could have sold it.
Right.
Yeah.
But once he's not going to be there, I think it was a disappointment. It was a groan with the crowd. Somebody else came out, Holly somebody or another came out.
Holly Saunders.
Yeah, and it was just like that.
And Tim Brando was up there too.
Yeah, it was a little drawn out. Like to me, the one where Tom just came out in his Hall of Fame jacket, that was the best one. The team was in tuxedos. He had a Hall of Fame jacket. He spoke to the crowd, and then they went straight to the games.
My favorite was the 300 theme.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah. And Gerard Butler is there.
Yeah, he was there.
Right. Yeah.
Again.
It helps when you have him there.
Yeah.
If he wasn't, it would have just been like, it was kind of cool.
So Magic shows up, to your point, it totally changes the night.
Yeah.
But I did hear Tom say that he's looking into doing something different.
Yeah.
Instead of this.
Every 24 years, you're allowed to change, right?
Well, and he said, because it's taking up Friday nights again.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to keep taking Friday night because of football.
Yes.
So
he was talking about that, and it makes a difference.
So
you
we'll
got
see what
high school
happens.
football and everything else that goes with it. Doug Warren, we saw Cassius Winston shoot better than any point guard Michigan State's had since Scott Skiles, and Aaron Henry flash his all-around game. Taking a look at the roster for 2018-19, who has to really perform to take this year's team from good to great?
Well, I think number one, Josh Langford, he needs to play at an all Big Ten level. I've always thought he reminded me his game of Alondo Tucker, but he hasn't played that well yet. He hasn't played at that level. I think he's capable of it, but if he plays at an all Big Ten level and averages 15 points a game, I think that would propel this team and give them a clear scoring option aside from Cassius Winston and the big guys up front.
What about Nick Ward? If Nick Ward can improve his game, a little bit on defense, a little bit on offense.
I think Nick Ward's the constant. I think Nick Ward is going to get you the double-double. I think Cassius is going to do what he has to do. But I think you're right. It's Langford. Langford is the X factor. If he can contribute and be the leading scorer of the team, now you have a Big Ten championship quality team. If a couple of the freshmen kick in, now you're looking at a team that can make a run in the tournament and get out the first weekend.
Marty, which of the Michigan State freshmen, and they have 5 of them, give me 2 that you're really anxious to see?
Kithier intrigues me.
Okay.
Because I hear that it's going to take time to develop, but yet I want to see if he can be that guy, that one that can just come out there and just shoot.
Okay.
A
lot of people are thinking about what Foster Loyer is going to be. Is he going to be able to defend? Is he going to be able to be an upgrade on Tum Tum?
Yeah.
I think he's an upgrade on Tum Tum, but I think this is Cassius' team. I think he can come in and expel Cassius, but he could also shoot. and he can make free throws late in the game.
Play together late in the game?
Right.
Aaron Henry, Marcus Bingham are the two to me. Marcus Bingham could be a Jaren Jackson-like player to help side defense shoot a lot of threes.
But doesn't Marcus Bingham have to put on a little weight to
No, he has to put on a lot of weight.
To stand up in the Big Ten?
Yeah. He needs to eat with Rico and me more often.
Or get on some, like I heard Tom again talking the other day about the dedication that Nick Ward has put in over the summer and what he's really done after he went and tested the waters and how much he's improved coming back and more determined.
Rico, you're a little less optimistic than I am. Tell me why this team shouldn't be picked to win the Big Ten and advance to at least the Elite Eight.
See, I think they should be picked to win the Big Ten and advance to the Elite Eight. Well, you got to get out that first weekend, Jack, and they've stumbled doing that. I don't know if it's mental or not. We have to wait and see.
We'll be right back with more. Our Take It to the Bank segment brought to you by Dart Bank. Up next here on Press Pass.
Catch the savings at Capital Honda. New 2018 Honda Accord LX, just $249 a month. Or new 2018 Honda Civic LX, only $169 a month. During the Honda Summer Spectacular event at Capital Honda. Because you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda.
Don't buy a fake metal roof. For a beautiful, permanent, guaranteed, real metal roof, call American Metal Roofs today at 844-METAL-ROOFS. Or learn more at our website, online at
AmericanMetalRoofs.com.
With the David Chapman Agency, auto owners' insurance policies come with something extra. Local agents who care about you. Our agents will help you find the right coverage at the best price. 3 generations serving you at the David Chapman Agency, your local auto owners' insurance agents. PFCU is more than a financial institution. We are a proud community partner. Our support includes awarding scholarships, providing education on financial literacy, and sponsoring local events in the communities we serve.
Like a truce machine.
Weekdays starting at 4 on Fox 47.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Champions.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
Critics agree. Sean William Scott's charisma gives Lethal Weapon a breath of fresh air.
All I need is a little luck. There's no such thing as luck. You don't believe in luck?
Lethal Weapon, all new Tuesday on Fox.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most. Big event last night in Las Vegas, UFC 229 and the highlight bouts. You have Habib Nurmagomedov, and now he's going crazy. This is after the victory, and he is going out into the crowd, going after some of Conor McGregor's posse. And now, you see it's going to come the other way, and you've got some of Nurmagomedov's people coming into the ring, and they are going after a beaten and tired Conor McGregor. Now they're talking about withholding the purse for the new champion, and quite a night for UFC fans. Never seen anything quite like this, but we have seen a lot of strange things in athletic events. When you think about this Team 263, we have seen Mike Tyson snacking on Evander Holyfield's ear. We have seen Ron Artest, Meta World Peace now. Not interested in world peace at the time, responding to that thrown drink, heading up into the stands at the Palace. Rico Beard, have you ever seen anything quite like this one?
I have, because I question this one, the validity. I look at the cops. They don't move with a sense of urgency. It's almost like they knew, don't go in there doing anything. If that was a real fight, the cops would have went in there to try and break it up, and they were just kind of like, okay, we're on camera. Where's the camera at? Okay, hey.
Maybe they didn't want to get hit.
But, yes, to me, the original ring disruption, Fan Man, Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield. That was genuine. Man comes into the ring, disrupts the fight. Riddick Bowe is winning. They have to stop it for like 30-some minutes. Holyfield comes back. Riddick Bowe's still upset about that to this day. And I mean, imagine a guy who just plops into the middle of the ring with a gigantic fan on his back. And you're like, what the hell is going on right now? That was real drama.
Marty Martin, how will this play with the ever-expanding UFC audience, which does not include you?
It does not include me. I was on Twitter last night and don't get it. I saw a guy giving another guy a piggyback ride. I don't get it. But for the people that like UFC, mixed martial arts, it's a different aspect to it. I don't think anybody there thought people were going to jump in and he was going to jump out, and that it was going to be.
It's the next step to wrestling.
But I don't think it was staged, only because they're talking about, as you said, Jack, him not getting paid.
They're not going to stage and risk a riot in a place like that. In the WWE, they have these big, wide open spaces between the crowd and the people.
I mean, if you watch
where they
it,
have
there's a lot of pushing around. It looked like an NBA fight.
It was an NBA fight. He was going in there karate kicking the dude, his jiu-jitsu instructor in the crowd. And then the other guys jumped there. The problem with this was that Dana White's the problem. He's let this thing get out of control. Because with a few months back when Conor McGregor, and you might think that was staged, I tend to think it was, but he threw the dolly at the bus, broke the glass, actually got glass in a couple of the fighters' eyes. They had to postpone a couple of the bouts. And he never got any disciplinary action. And then
worked for Vince McMahon.
That was staged.
And then they're building up to this fight, and McGregor's people are using racial slurs, and they're talking about the guy's father and his religion and stuff. And he's let this thing get out of control, so he's made his own bed. Now he's going to have to deal with it. These guys should all be disciplined.
Nurmagomedov said, hey, he was happy because he got his call from Putin right after the fight, and so he's good to go. And he said, you know what, when you start insulting my family, my religion, my country, you're going to have to deal with me. We'll be right back.
With graft trade assistance of up to $2,500, you'll get great graft deals and more cash in your pocket. At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, we will give you more for your trade this month and put a new car in your driveway. Are you in a lease? No worries. We take leases in on trade at Graff.
Trade up to a 2019 Equinox for just $198 per month.
We want your trade, and we feel if you let us appraise it, we will earn your business. This month only, trade in, trade up, get more at Graff.
Working with the IDE company, 1, is very easy to do. 2, they're very responsive to our needs. And 3, as we've grown as a company, they've listened to those needs and they've helped us plan out our future in terms of growth that needs to be done at this location.
It's just comforting to know I'm working with the IDE company, knowing that they can accommodate our growth. In that way, they're an excellent partner.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the IDE company family.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
Download the Fox 47 Storm Shield app and stay in touch everywhere you go. Sail into savings this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday at Ashley Home Store's Columbus Day Sale. Save up to 50% store-wide, plus save an extra 10% on selected items, including free local delivery and setup with 72 months, no interest financing. Or pay $5 down with no credit check and no minimum purchase. Over $1 million of inventory must go. No credit needed. $5 down and no minimum purchase. And get up to 72 months interest-free financing plus $300 in Ashley cash at our mattress gallery. Ashley Home Store's Columbus Day Sale. This Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday in Lansing.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by the 5 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious butter burgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious.
And look at this, 4th and goal. And they still have Stanley out there. Or no, that's Rastetter, the punter. But they snap it to the right, and it's Hawkinson. And T.J. Hawkinson is in for the Hawkeyes.
We've all seen the swinging gate when you line up for an extra point and people go out there and then the defense says, what is this? They shift out and they all come back. It seems like a big waste of time. It's like a token toss to first in baseball. Newkirk. Kirk Ferentz has been known to have maybe not quite as many trick plays as Mark D'Antonio, but we have seen more than we had ever seen before. And this one with a sideways snap, and then it looked like an old Notre Dame box spinning handoff that winds up in a touchdown. Pretty strange stuff, I would say.
Very weird.
All right, team 263. Who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Doug Warren. Let's start with you in our play of the week.
Play of the week comes in today's Detroit Lions-Green Bay Packers game in the second quarter. Deshaun Hand, 4th-round draft pick, strip sacks Aaron Rodgers, and that sets up the Lions' touchdown from Stafford to Marvin Jones to give the Lions a 24-0 lead going into halftime. Deshaun Hand's been one of the bright spots on a very putrid Lions defense so far this year.
Easier to pick that than any of the 5 missed kicks from.
Yeah.
Solid draft pick.
Yeah. So far, so good.
Yep.
Rico Beard, what about our game of the week?
Well, game of the week to me is the game that just keeps on giving. It was Texas, it was Oklahoma, it was the Red River Shootout. And if you have no dog in this fight, it was highly entertaining. Yeah. I thought Oklahoma was just going to run away with it, but no, Texas, hook 'em horns, came out there, jumped to this gigantic lead, looked like it's over, right? Wrong. Oklahoma comes back. Kyler Murray shows, hey, I want to win a Heisman Trophy. In the final 6 minutes, rallies, gets 3 touchdowns, ties the game up. Texas kicks a field goal. They end up winning the Red River Shootout, kind of shocked everybody. And then it kept on giving because we just found out the offensive coordinator for Oklahoma, Mike Stoops, fired. So that kind of tells you how big boys handle this. Offense not running right, nobody's safe.
And when you fire a Stoops at Oklahoma, that's kind of sacred,
That's really big, but that's how big boys do it. That's how teams who have national championship aspirations.
So maybe
I'm just going to leave it at that.
Maybe Stoops comes here.
No, he won't, because
sometimes teams like Texas play much better than anyone would ever have expected, especially when they lose to Maryland. And maybe October 20th is one of those days, right? Never know. No. Rico says forfeit now.
Mike Stoops comes.
Marty, what about our team of the week? Who's deserving?
Well, you pointed out earlier, I am a Rams fan, lifelong. And
here we go.
I am going to take the Rams. They're 5-0. They average 468 yards a game on offense, 35 points a game. They don't have the greatest defense, mind you, so defense doesn't always win championships. We'll find out. They came from behind today and beat Seattle 33-31. They're my team of the week.
I've got an honorable mention here. What about the Utah State Aggies?
Oh, yeah.
They go to BYU. This is a serious game. I mean, there's a lot of bitterness in this game. They win 45-20.
It was even close.
Since they played Michigan State in those 4 games, they've averaged 55 points a game. So
yeah, Michigan State should go back and look at that film, get some pointers on how to fix their offense.
Yeah.
All right. For our player of the week, I'd like to talk about Mason Crosby. We've already done that. Saquon Barkley, 2 spectacular receiving touchdowns today. Early indications is he did not suffer the ACL injury they feared. How about Aaron Judge? Not only is a hitter, he walks by the Red Sox clubhouse and he cranks up New York, New York. And he's ready to go back there and try to knock the Red Sox out.
Good luck with that.
Want to thank Team 263. Rico Beard, you can hear him noon to 2 on the Spotlight Radio Network. Marty Martin, always good to see you. And Doug Warren.
You too.
Lions today from 2 to 3. We'll be back here next Sunday night, everyone. Have a great week.